Hello everybody, how are you doing? I am out in the shop. It is Saturday afternoon. Had a great day today. We got up early, went to visit my folks. Just got back. Picked up some tools from my dad, just some odds and ends. They were getting ready to have a garage sale next weekend. And so we went up today to visit and we just kind of looked through the stuff and I found some odds and ends here. You know, he's got one of these Dremels just like mine, except mine's stripped out. So now I've got a new one. I got a saw blade, a caulking gun, a bunch of paint brushes. I picked this up. That was kind of neat. A couple of containers for storing things in. So just some goofy odd and end stuff. Hey, notice how the light is not blurry in this video. I figured it out. I had changed the oil in the lawnmower, and I guess I got a little bit of oil on my screen, and it was smeary, and that's what was causing the light to sort of look kind of fuzzy. Speaking of the lawnmower, that Delrin bushing worked phenomenal. I have not taken the other piece of Delrin out of the chuck yet. I think I'm going to go ahead and just turn one for the other side. It was amazing. That wheel works so much better on the other side. I tried putting in a couple of bushings, and there's still a lot of play in it. There's no play in the Delrin side, so we're going to go ahead and fix that. Oh, my wife's tire. I know we talked about the tire. They were able to put a patch in it. Thank goodness it was low enough on the tread, or just right above the top of the tread. When they looked at it, it's right where it kind of curves. It doesn't look like it on the outside, but on the inside, it was right where it kind of curves. They were able to put something called a hot patch on it. And he said, just keep an eye on it, see if it holds air. It has been since Thursday. Today is Saturday. We drove to Louisville and back today, and it was 39 pounds when we started. It is 39 pounds now. It's holding air. I do know that a radial tire will flex a lot as you drive, so we are going to keep a close eye on it, and if it starts leaking, then we'll go ahead and replace it. But for the meantime, I think we're in good shape. I think that covers all of the open things that I left open. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to kind of straighten the shop up. I'm going to try to get this Chaos blank, the last couple of glue ups done on it so that I can start cutting it into blanks very soon. And then I'm going to try to put together a couple of other projects. And then I got a bunch of things that I want to do in the shop, but I want to put a couple of 3 or 4 projects together and then kind of get a priority for number 1, number 2 priority type thing for figuring out what I want to do. So I'm going to work on that for a little bit. I got a lot of stuff to do. I just need to kind of clean up because there's no room to work right now because I've got stuff dropped everywhere. So I'm going to work on that. I'll keep you guys posted on what's happening and how far I get and anything else that goes on in the shop today. I made my last couple of glue ups on this blank. I really like it. I just need to figure out now the best way or the most efficient way to cut it to yield the most pin blanks. I went ahead and took the ball off of this hitch that was from my other vehicle. And when I went to put it on this one, take a look at how large that hole is. And take a look at that bolt. This one is made for a class 2 hitch. I'm going to have to get a ball with a larger post for a class 3 hitch. So looks like another trip back to Harbor Freight for that. That one could have been a big deal because I was hoping tomorrow to head out and pick up some rock and some mulch to do a little work in the yard. While my wife and I were taking a walk, we looked at the phone and it is supposed to rain all day tomorrow. So mulch and rock are off. That bought me a little bit of time. I'll keep an eye on the paper. Usually once or twice a week we get a 20% discount coupon from Harbor Freight. As soon as I get one, I'll swing by on my way home and get another ball because it looks like the rock and gravel will probably be put off for another weekend. I'm not sure what I'm going to work on. I've been putting things away, just trying to clean up and organize. I think what I'm going to do is put a few more things away. I need to dust a couple things off, and then I'm going to look for some projects that I can put together. Just lay them out. Here's a project, here's a project, here's a project, and then I'm going to talk about or figure out how I want to organize them, which is first, which is second, and so on. I'll be back in touch real soon. I've made a little bit of headway. I'll show you a couple things. This is my blank, all glued up. I'm waiting to put it on the table saw because you can see like the little glue right there, and there's some glue right there that's still wet, and I don't want that to get on my sled. So what I'm going to do is this part is going to go against the back. It's nice and flat. See that? That's going to go against the fence, and I'm going to cut my blanks this way, and then I'll take them to the table saw, or I'm sorry, the bandsaw, and I'll trim them off with my trimming jig to the right length. Now, there'll be a bunch of pieces left, and I probably can glue those back together and make a few more of these blanks. And I've come up with a great idea. This is a 27/64" Sierra tube. I'm going to make all of these blanks. I'm going to go ahead and get them drilled out, glued up, ready to go. And I've got an idea for what I want to do for these blanks, and I really think you guys are going to like it. But you're going to have to hang on to find out. I'm not going to share that just yet. Over here, I've laid out a couple of projects. This is one I started a while back where I took 2 blanks, and of course I cut them at a 45, and then I cut off 1/4" pieces. I cut them at 45s, and then I glued them together, and then I started cutting 1/4" pieces, and then I rotated the 1/4" pieces and glued them together. I need to go ahead and turn this blank. That's going to be a perfect opportunity. I got this new, what they call the Magic Skew from T-Shadow, and I've got 2 different cutters with it, and I'm going to go ahead and this will be my first project. I'll get a tube in here and I'll turn it so that I can kind of evaluate this tool and see what I think of it. I bought this at the show in Augusta. I've then got a blank right here. This was given to me. This comes from Braxton Frankenberry and Travis Wakefield. It was given to me by Travis Wakefield to turn. I've got a Junior Joshua kit I'm going to put it on, and I will get you all these guys were in my video, but I'll get you the information on them when I turn it. I've got my 3 Vietnam pins. I'm going to turn all of them together. I've got some Elegant Monarchs to put them on. I really like those kits. There you can see a little better. I like the ring around the nib. I just think they're really classy kits. And we're going to put those 3 on there. Those are gifts. And then I'm going to turn my my Notre Dame blank. This is a blank from Notre Dame Stadium. I haven't picked a kit for that yet. I need to pick one out. And I got a box of them over here, just miscellaneous kits that I've collected, and I'll pick one out of there soon. And the last thing that I want to work on, or actually this may even be the first, I've put these 3 pieces of wood together, and I've chosen white, and I may potentially change that because of the maple, but I'm going to go ahead and put together a video on the Jissy style blank for you guys. Now this may take a little bit of time because this is not a blank that you can whip out in an afternoon. You know, you've got to cut your strips, then you've got to glue your veneer on the strips, and that's got to dry, and you know, you got to sand the angles, and these take quite a while to make. These really are a good idea to make in bulk. You'd want to make, you know, 10 or 12 at a time, because you could set up for one step, you know, rip all your pieces. Then you could glue all your veneers on. Then you could, you know, do all your angles little by little and work your way through it. That way your glue has time to dry, because if you don't let it dry when you take these to the sander, you just gum your sander up with all of that glue, and, you know, that's no good for anybody. So that's a project I've got getting ready to happen too. That's what I plan to get started on next time I'm in the shop. I'm hoping to spend some time in the shop tomorrow. I do have a couple of other responsibilities I need to do, things like rotating tires on the car. I think beyond that, all of the outdoorsy stuff I'm supposed to do, I think is going to get killed by the rain, which means I might be able to rotate tires on the cars, and that may end my responsibilities of other jobs for the day, and I might be able to get out here in the shop and get started on some of the projects I've laid out. So maybe they don't look too exciting, maybe they do, but I'm happy just to have a plan and be ready to go. So guys, I'm calling it a night. I'm really tired for some strange reason, so I'm going to get in the house, I'm going to get a little something to eat, and I'm going to take it easy, and I will see you guys, I hope, tomorrow.